Alrighty, yo, what is going on, everybody? It's your boy, Mr. DDG94, here back with another reaction video today. We finna react to how Def Jam and EA fumbled a game franchise. I mean, can we really say they fumbled? More like just threw it up and just let it die, really, if we being honest. But anyway, so without further ado, man, let's get right into this. This nigga Joe Budden hit a stunner. Get the fuck out of here.
The history of
I know y'all might disagree with me, but hear me out. This is my favorite one. I think it's only because I've never like truly played Fighting for New York like that. The first time I ever played Fighting for New York was here on YouTube. So that was like my first experience with Fighting for New York. So maybe over time it could change if I play it again, which probably won't happen for a while. But for the most part, I feel, in my personal opinion, Vendetta, that's my favorite one. I'm not saying that it's better. I will admit Fighting for New York is better, but this is still my favorite one as of right now.
the Def Jam fighting game series begins with Def Jam Vendetta in 2003, marking EA's return to wrestling games after the highly criticized WCW Backstage Assault in 2000. Developer Aki had originally been working with EA on WCW Mayhem 2 for the PlayStation 2, but when WCW went out of business and was bought by the WWF in 2001, this project was canceled, leaving EA searching for a new direction. Around that time, Kevin Liles, former president of Def Jam Records and an avid gamer, noticed that Def Jam's music was appearing more and more in video games. He questioned why Def Jam wasn't creating its own games instead of just licensing music. That idea led to a meeting with EA, and soon the concept of a hip-hop based wrestling fighting game was born. The developers had just 8 months to put the game together. Through numerous brainstorming sessions, the mission became clear: build a gritty underground wrestling game starring real rappers. The roster included the likes of Method Man, Redman, Ludacris, Ghostface Killah, DMX, and many more. Each rapper added their creative input down from the clothing to their signature moves. Josh Holmes, the co-creator of Vendetta and Fight for New York, once told a story of Ghostface Killah's over-the-top request for his character.
Didn't I remember that? And it didn't also Method Man tried to they had gave everybody a cold ass finisher. Method Man, he tried to make his own finisher. That finisher was garbage. It's like, no, make mine like this. It's like, bro, we can make you an even better one. Just let us do our thing. Like, no, make mine like this. I want it to be like this. I want to do this to him. I want to do that to him. Yeah. His finisher was garbage.
Face requested that his iconic Gold Eagle bracelet needed to come alive during matches and attack opponents. The game engine that supported Vendetta could not handle this idea, but developers told him yes anyway, leading to disappointment later on when Ghostface found out that this feature was not included. In an interview, Josh also expressed the initial desire for the game to have a mature rating, but when it came out, it was rated T for teen. In story mode, players choose between 4 characters and fight through the underground scene with the goal of taking down D-Mob, the man in control of the circuit. Def Jam Vendetta released in April of 2002 for the PlayStation 2 and GameCube, quickly becoming a hit. Critics praised it. IGN gave it an 8.9, GameSpot an 8.4.
Damn, I ain't heard that name in a minute. GameSpot, I ain't heard their name in a minute. But this is back when gaming reviews weren't bought. So yeah, this was absolutely this was on the money. 8.9, 8.4. I would have gave it 8.5 to be honest with you, but 8.9, 8.4. That's on the money for sure.
And fans loved its feel, often comparing it to WWF No Mercy, which is widely considered to be one of the greatest wrestling games ever made.
New millennium bound, yeah, 2001 hatch, come on, in the place, someone in the place.
Thanks to the success of Def Jam Vendetta, a sequel was quickly developed. Def Jam Fight for New York released in September of 2004, just 17 months after Vendetta. It launched on the OG Xbox, PS2, GameCube, and later the PSP as The Takeover. This is the game many fans, including myself, refer to as the peak of the series. Fight for New York outperformed Vendetta critically, scoring 8.7 on both IGN and GameSpot.
Damn. I didn't know these. I mean, Vendetta got an 8.9. They get that shit at 8.7. Damn. What was wrong with they actually improved on it. I would say both of them should at least be a 9. One of them should have gave a 9, then the other one could have gave that 8.7.
This game is beloved by fans, and you'd be lucky to find a copy for under $100 nowadays.
Nigga, just get an emulation, bro. Just emulate it, bro. This pirate life is the life for you, bro. It's not illegal to get Def Jam Fighting for New York. They don't sell the game anymore. It's archive media. Just for the record, piracy is not technically it's not illegal. If it's archive media that's no longer for sale and you obtain it through other means, it's not illegal. Always remember that. This pirate life, y'all niggas ain't about this pirate life. Y'all niggas will actually pay $100 for this for this old ass game, bruh. Old ass game, you will pay $100, $200, $300. You will pay somebody's rent for this one old ass game. When it's so many ways to emulate. You can emulate through an Xbox. Did you know that? Did you know that you can emulate through an Xbox and you don't even have to jailbreak it? You just got to pay $20 for dev mode. What the fuck is y'all doing? And then on top of that, these computers, you know what I'm saying? Just get you a nice little graphics card to go inside your computer. Make sure you got like 4 gigs of RAM. You can play all the PlayStation 2 games you want. What the fuck is y'all doing? But I digress though. Y'all niggas ain't about this life, bro. Y'all niggas ain't about this life.
Hell, the manual alone goes for around $40 on eBay. You can't make this stuff up. For the sequel, the developers wanted a combat system that was easy to pick up but deep enough for competitive play. They mixed fighting games, wrestling mechanics, and beat-em-ups while also proving that a fighting game could have a strong single-player story. Unlike Vendetta's wrestling focus, Fight for New York featured 5 fighting styles: street fighting, martial arts, kickboxing, wrestling.
I low-key want to replay this again just because like that was my first experience. So that was like a rookie experience. I kind of want to replay this again and like choose like different fighting styles and really like get my skills up, because I don't think my skills ain't really there, bro. I need to do this again, bro.
and submissions. The sequel added interactive crowds, environmental damage, KO moves, and the return of the over-the-top blazing attacks. The roster exploded with nearly 70 playable characters, while Vendetta had nearly 50. This time around, the roster included the likes of Busta Rhymes, Snoop Dogg, Ice-T, Exhibit, Fat Joe, Slick Rick, Flavor Flav, and many others. The story picks up after Vendetta, with D-Mob's empire being challenged.
Bro, they added so many fucking people to this goddamn unheard of rappers you ain't never heard of before. Ain't got no hits, no popular hits, but for some odd reason they were Def Jam artists though, and they got put on here. But there ain't nobody from The Rock on here. Ain't no Beanie Siegel, ain't no Kanye, ain't no Jay-Z. They ain't even had the decency to put Memphis Bleak on here. You could at least gave us Memphis Bleak. You could have gave us one of the Dipset niggas, one of them, bro. They ain't want to put nobody from The Rock on here. And remember, The Rock was on Def Jam. So the fact that nobody from The Rock was on this game is crazy, bro. That's Jay-Z ego, bro. They could have at least put Dame Dash on. I bet you Dame Dash would have did it.
By Crow, aka Snoop Dogg, sparking a turf war across New York's underground fight scene. Instead of choosing between 4 selected characters, you now have the ability to create a character. Creating and customizing your character is one of my favorite aspects of the game, whether I'm getting iced out by Jacob the Jeweler, popping tags at Syndicate Urban Streetwear, visiting Stingray for that fresh haircut, getting tatted up by Manny, or visiting Henry Rollins at the gym to upgrade my fighting skills and stats. Something I find really intriguing about the game is how much content was cut. Corrupt's name is found in the text in the alpha build of the game when selecting Slick Rick. This could possibly mean that Corrupt was originally considered for the game, but Slick Rick replaced him. It's also possible that Corrupt would have been a representative for D-Mob and would have defended the Chop Shop venue during the story mode.
I think this is because he went back to Death Row. I think before, like when the game was in development, I think Corrupt was like a free agent, so they was like able to get him. But then I think he signed back to Death Row, and that kind of like fucked everything up.
The Japanese rapper S-Word was slated to make his return for Def Jam Fight for New York. Images of him were found in the alpha build of the game. It's unknown if he was intended to be exclusively released on the Japanese version of the game, just like he was on Vendetta. LL Cool J was planned to make an appearance in the game as well. His character select placeholder image was found in the alpha build of the game. Many fans believe that the character Dan G resembles him. It should be noted that his song Mama
Dan G was in the last game. Dan G was in the last game. There was a fake ass LL Cool J in the last game, and that was him. He was in Vendetta, so I mean, it's possible that LL Cool J could have been on here, but he probably backed out for whatever reason. Who knows? He probably wanted more money. Same thing that what happened with DMX and why he didn't return for the second one. Because of money. I think they was only getting like, I want to say they was getting like a penny. I think they was getting like a penny or like 3 cents for every sale of the game. For every sale of the game, they would only get like 3 cents. And this game didn't like sell major. Like this was more like a cult. This is more like what you would call a cult classic more than anything. Like you would have to call this like more of a cult classic than anything. Because it wasn't like, bro, it's not like as popular as it is now. Like now it's popular as fuck. Like this is a game that everybody's like, oh shit, I never knew. Because you gotta understand, this is back when the internet wasn't like as accessible as it is now. Like the internet is more accessible than it was back then. Internet was fucking expensive back then, okay? That's why you had to get the phone, TV, DSL. You had to get that shit. But yeah, so like in the hood, this shit went platinum, but probably in the suburbs, it's probably about like 20, it's probably about like 20, 15 people that probably bought this game in the suburbs. I'm just saying. I'm just keeping it real with y'all.
Said Knock You Out is featured on the game's soundtrack. Why LL Cool J was cut is believed to be due to Flavor Flav switching over to D-Mob's crew. It's very possible that LL was originally planned to be a representative for D-Mob at the Terror Dome, but instead Flavor Flav was chosen and LL was removed. DMX was planned to make a return in Def Jam Fight for New York after being featured prominently in Vendetta. After appearing in Vendetta, DMX did not like that he was paid 2 cents per one game sold.
Yeah, it was something like that.
At least the game was $50.
That shit crazy, bro. They was paying these niggas pennies. You using a likeness and all this stuff, but you don't want to give them at least give them like at least give them 50 cents. At least the bare minimum 50 cents, bro. 50 cents for every $50 sale. That's a lot of money. But 2 cents, 2 pennies for every sale. No, that's disrespectful. You could at least give them like at least 50 cents or $1.25, $1.50. I get that they realized that this game wasn't going to sell well, or it wasn't going to do like major numbers like a Madden or something like that. But at the same time, though, don't disrespect these rappers like that.
Concept art was made for him, but since he did not return to the series, the character Tech filled his roster spot and has a resemblance to DMX. Tech also allegedly has DMX's stats and moveset. Also,
I thought that Tech dude was a real character. I didn't know if that was a real character or not.
His songs, Where the Hood At and Who We Be, were cut from the game as well. Last but not least, we have Khalees. She was planned to make an appearance in Def Jam Fight for New York. She was most likely going to be an option as a girlfriend during the story mode. Fight for
Wasn't she, I could have sworn Khalees was part of Columbia. How was she fit in a Def Jam game?
New York has to be one of my favorite games of all time. I'd be lying if I say that I didn't still have nightmares of facing Crack, Crow, Magic, and Sean Paul during the story mode. Best believe I used to be raging like crazy, but I've considered going back and getting 100% of the achievements for the game with retro achievements, but we'll see about that. But sadly, this game turned out to be the height of the franchise because after its release, everything went downhill.
Let me say this real quick. The story mode was good. That I will admit. The story mode was amazing. The gameplay, ass. Everything about this shit, ass.
Hear me and hear me good, nigga. I'm here to double down. That shit is a 2-pack of ass. The fuck are you talking about? That shit stinks.
Get the fuck up out of here with that bullshit. Get off the motherfucking mic.
Damn.
Try.
That shit is fucking trash, dog. Get the fuck off the airwaves.
Stop it. Get some help.
This shit was fucking ass. From a gameplay perspective, they destroyed everything that made Def Jam, bro. I don't know why they thought to make it more realistic. There was no purpose to make it more realistic. You had everything down right. The graphics, the gameplay. Okay, the roster was ass because you depleted the roster completely, but we could have made it work. We understand. It's on a new console, whole whole new engine, graphics, and all that, but don't take away the fighting style. You could have improved upon the fighting styles from the last game. We ain't had no finishing moves. This shit was ass, bro. The execution was ass. But I will say the story mode was probably like the best thing about it. Like, if the gameplay was as good as the story mode for this, because think about it. Being a record company executive, think about it. Being a record company executive, controlling artists and their royalties and how much they get, how much a percentage they get back on their records, and how much, and trying to make sure that they shit go platinum, making sure that they make appearances for promotion and all that stuff. That was pretty fun. That was dope to see how it is to be a real life record executive, record company executive. But where they fucked up at was just the core thing of the game, the gameplay. Like, come on, bruh. This shit was ass. Like, I didn't have fun with this at all. I was just trying to hurry up and beat it, bruh. It's on the channel if y'all want to watch it, bruh. I played as P. Diddy throughout the whole fucking thing. Yeah. Take that. Yeah. I told you that we won't stop. I told you that we won't stop.
Everybody know ain't no party like a Diddy party, so.
Yeah, that's what's up. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
After Fight for New York, fans had to wait 2 years for The Takeover, which is the PSP port of the game. What many fans don't know is that 2006 also saw a mobile version of Fight for New York released only on Java phones. Reviews weren't
Hear me good, nigga. I'm here to double down. That shit is a 2-pack of ass. The fuck are you talking about? That shit stinks.
For PS3 and the Xbox 360, with the release planned for March of 2007. Unlike the first two games, which were developed by EA Canada and Aki, Icon was made by EA Chicago with no involvement from Aki.
And then this
executive producer.
And then this dickhead thought it would be a good idea to make this more like boxing. Because this was the creative head for Fight Night, and they thought it'd be a better idea to just make Def Jam kind of like a street version of Fight Night, but with rappers and shit. I was like, no, stick to the formula. We got something good here. Let's keep it going. It's like, no, let's change the vision, and then fucked everything up, and we never got the sequel.
Kudo Sonoda pushed for a new direction, aiming to reinvent fighting games through music-driven environmental interactions, now known as the DJ controls. It's reported that Kudo also felt the earlier games were quote-unquote just wrestling games with rappers, and he wanted Icon to feel more hip-hop. Some people enjoy Icon, but personally, I'm not a really big fan of it. I understand that some people actually like the game, but I'm just not one of them. I hated it when it first dropped, and I still do not like it now. Vendetta was great, Fight for New York was perfection, and Icon was just a major downgrade. Removed blazing moves, changed the combat system, slowed the gameplay, and featured a smaller roster. Ghostface Killah, Sticky Fingers, and Sean Paul return to the series as playable characters. This means that Ghostface Killah, Redman, Ludacris, and Method Man are the only four to appear in all three fighting games in the trilogy. Kevin Liles, who came up with the idea for the series, finally appears as he plays the character of Curtis Carver, while Russell Simmons, the co-founder of Def Jam Records, portrays the character Rush. There are some unlockables in the game, with Fat Joe being one via a cheat code. Unfortunately, Fat Joe cannot be saved in the game data, and you need to input his cheat code each time the game resets in order to play as him.
Shit is stupid.
Story mode focused on building and managing a record label, signing artists, and fighting rivals. You climb the ranks of the music industry, managing your own record label, signing artists, and fighting rivals who send their artists to intimidate you. When Def Jam Icon was released in March of 2007,
I said GameSpot got paid, bruh.
We getting out of that money. We getting out of that money.
GameSpot got paid, bruh. Ain't no fucking way you gave this an 8.1, bruh. What the fuck was y'all playing?
We getting out of that money. We getting out of that money.
Get the fuck up out of here with that bullshit. Get off the motherfucking mic. Damn.
7, reviews were far lower than the first 2 entries. While the game has a small fan base, most players consider it the moment the franchise declined. What many don't know is that a follow-up to Icon was actually in development.
Yep, there's a beta.
Reportedly kept the
Yep, there was a beta for Icon 2. It got like TI and like these bare bone maps. These bare bone maps, and it's like TI and a created character or a random character. And I will say it's more fluid and more faster, but it's still the same game, bro. It's like, where's the blazing? Where's the finishers? Like, bro, bring it back to the original format, bro. This new format ain't it. If this did come out, they would have ruined it. This game would have probably did NBA Live 16 numbers. This shit would have probably did 10,000 units in the first month, in the first 6 weeks of the game's release, bro. I'm telling you, bro. She would have did 10,000 units, probably less, considering how ass the first Icon was.
Icon style gameplay, but added a new combo system and improved song switching. 3 modes, Throwdown, Obey, and UCM were planned, though their purposes remain unknown. A beta build exists featuring 2 characters, including TI, 3 stages, and 2 songs, and gameplay can still be found online. The reason the sequel never released likely comes down to EA Chicago closing its doors in November of 2007, only 8 months after Icon launched.
Turn me up some.
After Def Jam Icon, the fighting series came to an end, but Def Jam did not stop releasing games immediately. In 2010, they tried something new.
The fact that you had to rap, you had to get a high score. It was a karaoke game. You had to get a high score in order to unlock the better songs on here. It was hella songs on here. You just had to unlock them, and you had to get high scores on each song that you rapped on. That was the only part. Like, the only songs I could do was Tupac songs because I could remember them word for word. A lot of the other songs I didn't remember word for word. So I kind of messed up on the lyrics.
With Def Jam Rap Star, a rap-themed karaoke game that received mixed reviews. After that, Def Jam never released another video game. Over the years, the label has teased the comeback, but as of 2025, no official announcement has ever been made.
And now it's a fucking mobile game. They teasing us with a mobile game, bruh. I think it's called Run the Ones or Run the Fists or Catch These Hands, something like that. They got Sauce Walker and Vic Mensa in it. That shit, hell no. Fuck out of here.
Fans would love to see the series return, but there are genuine concerns, starting with today's Def Jam roster. With all due respect, Def Jam just isn't the powerhouse it once was in the 80s, 90s, and early.
God damn. Yeah, they ass. Yeah, they ass compared to what they used to be. They still got Chuck D, RP DMX, Jadakiss still there. LaMelo, I beat a nigga ass with Melo. I might swerve in that corner. Whoa. I beat a nigga ass with Melo. Not LaMelo. Not LaMelo. I said LaMelo. Not LaMelo, but LiAngelo. I beat a nigga ass with LiAngelo. I get them all confused. I don't trust me. I get them all confused. LaMelo, Lonzo, Leangelo. Y'all know. Fabulous is still on here. That's crazy.
Early 2000s, but they still have legends.
Jeezy still on there. Get Janae Aiko the fuck out of here. I beat the fuck out of Janae Aiko with any bitch they give. Matter of fact, if they still allow dudes to beat up women in this game, I'm taking Jello and I'm beating the fuck out of Janae Aiko for that mid ass shit. Fuck out of here.
Big Sean.
And they got Justin Bieber. Oh shit, damn. Justin Bieber, LL Cool J, Money Long. Damn.
Public Enemy, Jadakiss, Jeezy.
Okay, let's see here. Rihanna. I thought Rihanna left. I could have swore Rihanna left Def Jam a long time ago. Tiana Taylor still on Def Jam. Sad Hood story.
LL Cool J.
And Wale. Man. Yeah, Def Jam ass, bruh. Def Jam is ass.
Rihanna, Wale, Tiana Taylor.
Legacy artists, Third Base, Big Crit, Foxy Brown, Jay-Z, Ludacris, Method Man, Onyx, Rick Ross, and YG. So they still part of Def Jam. They just probably got their masters. They probably just got their masters back. That's all it is. They paid their dues. They got their money up, and now they got their masters. So they don't get promoted on here as much. I get it.
And others, but just not on the same level as the roster that powered the original games. However, what a lot of people fail to point out is that past Def Jam games did not only use Def Jam artists.
Exactly.
The parent company of Def Jam is UMG. For those who don't know, the music industry is dominated by the big three, which is Sony, UMG, and Warner Music Group. They each have their own subsidiary labels. For instance, Snoop Dogg was never a Def Jam artist. During the time of Fight for New York, he was signed to Geffen Records, which is under UMG. Busta Rhymes, Fat Joe, and Mobb Deep were other artists that appeared in the series that also were not signed to Def Jam. Some of these particular artists were actually signed to other labels under Warner and Sony at the time. If we look at a label such as Republic,
I think what it was for them though back then, it was a good look for them back then because it was a good way to help the artists get publicity, especially if they sales were declining and they needed a little push. These video games would help you get your shit back up. It was clear that when you put rap music in video games, the sales go through the fucking roof. Let's see who Republic got. Amy Winehouse, RP Amy Winehouse. Ariana Grande. Birdman. Don't nobody want no Birdman.
which is under UMG, you'll see
here. You got Birdman. DJ Khaled. Don't nobody want to. I'll beat the fuck out of DJ Khaled. Give me another Def Jam game where I could beat the shit out of DJ Khaled. I appreciate it. I didn't know she was an artist. I thought she was an actor.
they have artists such as Drake, Lil Wayne, Kid
G Herbo. I'm beating everybody ass online with G Herbo and his trash ass music.
Cudi, The Weeknd, Metro Boomin,
Jacquees, Jelly Roll. What the fuck? Make a Def Jam game where I can beat the fuck out of John Legend, boy. I make a random rant video every fucking week just to beat up John Legend every fucking week for no reason, just because I can.
and Nicki Minaj.
Okay, you got Key Glock on Republic Records. I thought Dolph was independent. Bruh. I thought Young Dolph was independent, dog. What is Key Glock doing on Republic Records? Kid Cudi. Miss me with Kid Cudi.
Then you also have IG.
Okay, let's see here. Lil Wayne. I beat the fuck out of Lil Wayne in a fucking Def Jam game. Lil Tecca. You can miss me with Lil Tecca.
Comprised of
Lord. She don't even look the same no more. Lord don't even look the same. Go back.
Nicki Minaj. Then you also have IGA.
Bro, she don't even look the same no more, bro. Damn, homie. High school, you was the man, homie. What the fuck happened to you? She don't even look the same no more.
Comprised of Interscope Records.
Metro Boomin.
Geffen,
See, Metro Boomin, Nav, Nelly Furtado. I think I saw somewhere Nelly Furtado said she retired from live performances because people kept making fun of her for gaining weight. I ain't gonna lie though, she look good though. Nelly Furtado look good.
and A&M Records.
Nicki Minaj, give me John Legend and Nicki Minaj be getting their ass whooped, bro. I promise you, I just be beating the fuck out of them every day. Anytime I feel like, every time I'm mad about something, I just beat the fuck out of Nicki Minaj and John Legend every fucking day.
They have Eminem.
Wait. Go back.
Geffen, and A&M Records. They have
Geffen. Okay, they got Tupac. Okay. Or 2 Doug. All right. Get this garbage ass nigga up out of here.
have Eminem, DaBaby,
Ari Lennox, Benny Blanco, Billie Eilish,
Glorilla,
Blink 182. Really? On Interscope? I wouldn't be surprised if Kendrick Lamar still. No, that wouldn't be Interscope. That would be what's the other one? I forgot.
J. Cole,
BTS. Damn. Oh damn, they making hella money. Hey, get this murderer up out of here, man. Get this molester murderer up out of here, bro. Hell no.
A minor.
Get this molesting murderer up out my fucking face, bro. Carly Rae Jepsen, okay, DaBaby,
Kendrick Lamar,
DJ Snake, Dr. Dre. Oh yeah, this would definitely be where Interscope. This would be where this would definitely be where Kendrick Lamar is.
and
LMA, Eminem,
issue number
ESTG, Glorilla. Glow is on here.
2 is that the rappers who appeared on the video
Gwen Stefani, Guns N' Roses. Hey, Interscope got all the fucking artists. Damn, J. Cole,
game
J. Fold,
not paid well.
J. Rock.
Earlier, I mentioned how DMX was paid 2 cents for every copy of Def Jam.
That's crazy.
But he's not the only rapper who has spoken out. Joe Budden, who appears in Def Jam Vendetta,
Hear me good, nigga. I'm here to double down. That shit is a 2-pack of ass. The fuck are you talking about? That shit stinks. Hey, dog. I hate to be the one to break it to you.
Very bad news.
Get this shit the fuck out of here and get you the fuck out of here.
paid a one-time talent fee of $3,500 to appear in the game. Ice-T, who appeared in Fight for New York, has expressed his interest in having the game remastered for newer consoles. However, in 2024, he tweeted out about why the game has not been remastered.
So many people ask me why this game hasn't been brought back for the newer consoles. Maybe because they have to pay for voice and music rights again. Maybe. That is a good point. It's EA. EA wouldn't dare spend money to make a game. They would never do that unless they know it's going to be a legit moneymaker. Like it ain't fucking Star Wars, okay? This ain't Star Wars right here. There's no guarantees that they would make their money back off of this. The amount of money they would have to pay for rights to the music, the producers, the song credits. God forbid the song got a fucking sample in it, then you got to pay those people. It's a wrap. It's a wrap. It's a wrap on this one, bro. They would have to do this solely independent, and they would have to raise a good amount of money to make another Def. That's the only problem, though. Like making another Def Jam, first you got to get the licenses for the rappers, for the artists. Then you have to pay for the music. Then you got to make shit. You taking a good chunk out of the budget just for the game. To make a video game these days, I think they said that shit costs about like $100 million. It costs between 50 to $100 million to make to produce a video game in today's time. So by the time they get through with all that, they probably will barely have enough budget for the fucking game itself.
Citing that they did not want to pay for his voice or the rights to his music again. This brings up another issue, which is licensing. During an interview for Fight for New York, Josh Holmes was questioned about the licensing process for the game. It differs a little because of the label ties, but in general, music licensing for hip-hop is a totally different beast. You have all of the different writers, featured artists, sample clearances, etc. Honestly, it's a complete nightmare clearing a hip-hop song as compared to other genres, especially if you want classics or contemporary hits, but the result of all that effort is worth the pain. If a game like Fight...
In other words...
Hey, dog, I hate to be the one to break it to you.
Very bad news.
Get this shit the fuck out of here and get you the fuck out of here.
That's basically what they tell you, bro. Hey, look, as much as we would love to bring it back, we ain't paying all that money for that bullshit, dog.
For New York was to be remastered, the licensing would be a huge issue. Licensed music, celebrity likenesses, and real-world brands are things that would need to be dealt with. Lauren Wartzer Seawood, the former VP of marketing for Def Jam, who played a pivotal role.
The fuck is that right there? What in the fuck is that right there? Ma'am, I know that ain't what I think it is. What is that? The fuck is that?
What the fuck was that? What the fuck was that? What the fuck was that?
The fuck is that right there? I know y'all see that. Oh no. Oh no.
What are those?
What are those? What is that?
You don't find that suspicious? You don't find that suspicious?
I ain't trying to make no assumptions. I'm just saying that right there don't that right there look like something that yeah.
In the first two games is quoted as saying, "I'm sure a lot of rappers would rightly want much more money if the game was re-released today. A sequel might be one of the most expensive games of all time. A number of different parties would have to come to the table and agree. Def Jam is now owned by a number of corporate entities. A lot of the game's characters have also left the label too, so negotiating for a new game or even a remaster would be tricky and complex." Another reason that I've heard about...
One thing they could do is they could make it a live service game. You know what I'm saying? Make it a live service game. Do like what Fortnite did. Make it like a Fortnite type of ordeal. Make it free to play, but you got to pay for everything. And I'm pretty sure people would pay for it. Like certain songs, certain characters, certain rappers, you know what I'm saying? It would just keep carrying on and carrying on. I think it would be dope if they did it that way.
Why this series died is because it did not sell well. As I mentioned, EA Chicago, the developer of Def Jam Icon, closed its doors months after the release of the game. This is because the studio was not meeting the company's profitability targets, which killed the possibility of a follow-up. According to VG Charts, the PS2 version of Vendetta has sold 1.94 million copies.
That's because it was heavily promoted. This shit was heavily promoted. I remember the Game Informer. I remember the game. I used to get Game Informers mailed to my house, bro. Back in these times, bro. I used to get Game Informer mailed to my house, bro. She used to be like 50 cents a month. My mama used to actually buy these for me. Actually let these go for me. 50 cents a month for a Game Informer. They used to print these out like candy. You get one almost every week or every 2 weeks. You would always get a new Game Informer. I remember the first Game Informer I saw this on here. I said, "What the fuck is this?" I saw this. I saw Ludacris. I saw DMX. I was sold. I knew about this right then and here. They actually promoted this game. I saw the commercials. I saw the hype up for it. It was even in the newspaper at one point. I was like, yo, they hyping this one up. Sure enough, went to Blockbuster, bought it. I was hooked ever since.
Total. The PS2 version of Fight for New York has sold 1.76 million copies total on its own. Def Jam Icon sold 700.
Go back. See, now this one right here, I don't think this one got promoted, but not as much as Vendetta did. Vendetta got a lot more promotion than this did. This one wasn't as promoted as heavily. I remember this being in the Game Informer. I remember this getting the Game Informer cover, but I don't remember any TV spots. I do remember there was one TV spot for it, but it was like one TV spot, bro. I never saw. It wasn't like Vendetta where they was like playing it every, like you'd be channel surfing, be on BET, MTV, it'd be right there. I saw this on ESPN during a commercial break for a game one time, and I never saw another commercial for Fighting for New York ever since.
Copies total on its own. Def Jam Icon sold.
This got literally no promotion, but it got hyped up through the internet. I remember the internet hyping this one up. They was hyping this up on the internet, and then they was putting out posters at Walmarts and Targets and shit like that for this. This had no TV promotion. It was in Game Informer, but it wasn't like on the cover. It was like in the middle of the magazine. They put this in the middle of the magazine, and then the rest of it was through Target, Best Buy, Walmart. Not Walmart, but Guatemala. Say Walmart. Guatemala. It's not American. And then you had that was it. It was just those. They didn't really promote this game like that, but they did say it was coming.
780,000 copies total when you combine the Xbox and PS3 sales. As you can see, the series was on a sales decline. In an interview, Lauren Seawood said that Fight for New York cost around $15 million to make. Adjusted with inflation, this is around $26 million today. I tried to find the production cost for fighting games like Tekken 5, Mortal Kombat Deception. Here comes.
See, with that budget right there, you just took up half the you would basically be taking up half the budget to make the game. Just the licensing alone would take up enough just to make the game, just to make half of the game. So the other half of the budget would have to go towards the game, and then you probably don't have no money for promotion, but you're working with a record company, so that could probably help you out. Probably.
Comes The Pain and Dragon Ball Z, Budokai 2, which were other fighting games that were out during the prime of the Def Jam series. From what I've seen, it's safe to say that the budget for these games were not nearly as much as Vendetta.
To be fair, these were all established titles. Like, come on, bruh. These were all established titles. Come on, bro. Tekken been around since the 90s. Mortal Kombat been around. Mortal Kombat had a whole fucking movie made for it. 2 movies. Dragon Ball Z. Do we need to say more about Dragon Ball Z? And the WWE is the fucking WWE. Bro, come on, bro. Comparing comparing a video game that has to pay for licensing for the characters in it and the music, compared to these games that are just pretty much established franchises. Come on, bro.
Or Fight for New York. They also sold more and were more profitable. Let me know down in the comments whether you'd like to see the Def Jam fighting series return. I think despite everything set up to this point, I do think the game can come back and be a success. But that's going to be about it for the video. I love you guys with all my heart. Peace.
It could be, but at the same time, though, it's like, corporations are not finna pay for this, especially if they know that they're not gonna get no profit back from it. But I digress, though. Anyways, though, that's just gonna about do it for this one. I will see you all in the next video. Most definitely, man. I would love to see, like I said, the best way they could go about it is how the Fortnite is to take the Fortnite formula, make it free to play, and then just charge for all the characters and maps and stuff. That's the best way I could see them making a profit back on this. But other than that, though, they could make a profit back of it, but it would have to take a lot of promotion. It'd have to take a lot of care. They would have to actually give a fuck. And knowing EA and their track record, fuck no, that's not happening. But anyways, I'll see y'all next one. Till then, deuces.